Hi Laura, how are you doing today?
Hi Sia, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Wonderful.
Happy to be here.
I am excited. I'm just thrilled to be here today.
Same here. So you want to tell us what we're talking about?
Well, today, wonderful people, amazing guests. Yes, you, our awesome audience. We are going to talk today about stepping up and stepping out. Okay, and also remember, don't forget this at the back of your mind. Always remember, life happens in the fish tank. Life also happens in the fish tank. So let's talk about stepping up and stepping out. Lara, go ahead.
Thank you. So stepping up and stepping out is necessary.
Okay.
In arising boldly.
That's right.
You have to step up and you have to step out. In life, we often find ourselves at crossroads, faced with the choice to either stay within our comfort zones or to take bold steps forward towards the unknown. Stepping up and stepping out requires courage, determination, and a strong motivation to embrace change and overcome the challenges that lie ahead. And we're going to be breaking all of this down for you. It is necessary to do this, and so this episode aims to provide the necessary inspiration and to encourage individuals to rise above their fears, seize opportunities, and embark on a transformative journey. So in this episode, as we've stated, we will be helping you to move things forward, break down the steps that are necessary in you stepping up and stepping out. And Sia here is going to start by letting us know what those steps are. So, Sia?
Well, thank you so kindly, Laura. This first step is about embracing courage. Okay, courage, the tenacity to just push for that and not to just whimper, not to just fall down and just literally say, some of us are so careless with our words. I just want to die. Nobody's dying. You're not dying. So all that, so it takes embracing courage. Stepping up and stepping out takes embracing courage, and it's one of the virtues in life one must cultivate for you to understand what your life is really about, for you to be able to push through, for you to be able to embark on the journeys ahead of you. Okay, and the Bible reminds us in Joshua 1 verse 9, it says, be strong and courageous. Okay, do not be afraid and do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Wherever you go, God is with you. As a child of God, you have to believe that wherever you find yourself, God is with you. Okay, you don't go alone. Children of God do not go alone. You do not walk alone. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not fear no evil, for thou art with me. The rod and the staff, God is with us. So when we embrace courage, we have to understand that I'm not going by myself. It said, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid and discouraged, because you're going to face things that are going to be fearful. We're going to face situations. Like some situations are there, Last week, from nowhere, I enter my car. I've not told you yet, but my windshield just started. There's just a crack. I don't know what happened. Nothing fell on my car. Now you're driving now. My mind is very visual. I'm like, God, hold this glass. Let it don't just fall off the car. Hold this glass. And my husband is like, it's okay. Then insurance are telling me that we're going to fix it this week. Then they pushed it. But what am I saying? It takes courage to even get myself in the car with my children now. Because Satan keeps saying, this thing will crash. And I keep hearing, God, be strong and courageous. I'm holding the wheel. So then I'm like, no, God has not given me a spirit of fear. I'm courageous. I'm going to drive this car. I'm going to listen to gospel songs. I'm going to go do what I have to do. I'm going to come back. So in life, everything deals with us being strong and courageous. Very practical things. Being courageous also, it says courage does not imply the absence of fear. No, but rather the ability to face fear head on and push through. So what is that thing that you're scared about?
Yeah, that's excellent, Sia. That's really, really great, especially in the example that you gave, your personal example of facing things head on, dealing with things, even though they seem fearful at times. And just to add to what you just said, in our introduction, we told you that our teachings are grounded in biblical wisdom.
That's right.
So we're not just coming out here and just talking to you. We're setting it on time-tested knowledge and wisdom that many generations have utilized to help live a fulfilling life. So, also going back to what you said about courage. Courage is one of the most important virtues, if not the most important virtue, in carrying out your life's mission. Without courage, it's very difficult for you to even do anything.
Yes.
Even us being able to come out here and speak to you took some degree of courage, and us getting ready to face everything that comes along with it. So, you have to set your mind on courage. Be courageous.
Yes.
It's so important. Like you were saying about fear. Yes, the fear is there, but God has not given us the spirit of fear.
No.
But of boldness, courage, and of sound mind. So we're hoping that, this message of courage has been instilled in you to understand that courage is necessary for any step in carrying out your life's mission.
The next one is also embracing change.
Yes.
In stepping up and stepping out, it necessitates a willingness to embrace change. Okay, the scripture says in Isaiah 43 verse 19, "See, I will do a new thing. See, I will do a new thing."
Not an old thing.
Oh, no. I'm going to do something new. I'm going to bring change from every side. And it's going to be good because I am God. I give you only good things. It says change can be uncomfortable, yes, and challenging. But it is through this experience that we learn to adapt and ultimately flourish, no matter what. So when it says about change, everything in life entails change. From every stage, even growing. Now we are feeling all energized, but sometime in the evening after you eat, you're tired. After you walk a whole day, you're tired. Your body changes. So change is everything. What about that? What
just to add to the change, there is no transformation without change.
That's it. Say it again.
There is no transformation without change. And everything changes. Just like when you and I were speaking, even a baby.
Yes.
We all went through, all the different stages of life, but that happened because the changes had to occur for us to get to the places that we are today in life. Change is a constant thing. And, going back to the fish tank. So yeah, talk about that. Tell me.
The fish tank, wow, so many changes happened. Most of the changes also are external. We, the people that feed and take care of the fish in the fish tank, are the external factors. But the internal factors are, just for example, bringing a new fish in this tank, okay? The fish is new. Somebody say, "Oh, I brought a new baby from the hospital. Now the baby is part of the family." Now you see all these children looking like that, like with their eyes. "Mommy, are you sure?" And you see maybe only out of 5 of the children, only 1 of them just want to embrace this new baby because they are curious. Right. That's also what happens in the fish tank. So when the fish comes, you have to turn off the light. Okay, so the other fish will not see the fish, and you let him or her down safely. And after a while, after a couple of hours, they start mixing, but it's like a smell, an odor that they know so well.
Right.
So then they start, even when they fish, there is food, sometimes that fish doesn't feed for a good 36 to 42 hours. In that tank, he just swim around, hides because he's scared, and then he has the courage to come out and feed. But then, and now things have changed. It sees that, oh, where I was before, the lights are always on. Here, the lights are not on. Right. So, okay, wow, I don't know why the lights are off, but let me see. So, gradually, that fish acclimatizes to its surrounding.
Right.
Both external and internal surrounding. So, that's the same thing when we are talking about change. Change is everywhere. Lara, change is everything.
It's
everything.
Change is everything.
Even the food you cook. Sometimes you cook rice, you miss it. You miss it. You miss it. It's simple.
Yeah.
Then you want to encourage your family now. Then you want to take it off the fire. You want to dish it out. So you say, oh, and sometimes in Africa, when the rice start getting too soggy, we dish it out. So let the air meet the rice. Let the air come on the rice. So maybe it will be hard. They still know that texture. So even the rice we cook sometimes goes through change. Okay, sometimes favorable and unfavorable, but change is everything. It depends on how we embrace it.
Right.
And the other one is overcoming. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that topic of change. So, going back to the biblical principles, that we're telling you about, and, the biblical wisdom, we hear these verses, we see them, but they've become so mundane that we take them for granted. Like C is highlighted. It says, see, I am doing a new thing. Very simplistic. And it's very easy to just miss it because it's so simple. See, I am doing a new thing. You have to always believe that new is possible, that change is possible. Where you are today, you don't have to be tomorrow. Who you are today, a definition that you've painted or you've put together as who you are, or whatever circumstance in your life, doesn't have to be the same tomorrow. It can be a new thing. And going back to speaking about God's help, experiencing divine help and believing that God is going to show up for you. Because He is doing a new thing.
That's right.
When you believe that and you take it in and you embrace that change, because once again, there is no transformation without change. There is no bigger and better you without change.
That's right.
So it's absolutely necessary that change is embraced.
That's true. And the other one we have overcoming challenges.
Yes.
I like this. Challenges are an integral part of any journey towards personal and professional development. And the Bible tells us in James 1:2-4, it says, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. We know we've been tested today. Today has been one of those days.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, today.
We can only if we could tell,
like,
the challenges that we've experienced today.
Everything.
Just trying to get this
Here.
video together. Everything that could have happened. Sorry to interrupt you, Sia.
No, you're not interrupting. It's a conversation for us to have. This is serious.
It is serious.
Challenges are everywhere. So I don't want you, we know how to fake the funk so well, okay, that we act like, I just rolled off of bed, I got it like that. No, you know you did not got it like that. Some persons are so funny. Oh, what do? You go to the gym 5 hours a day. Okay, you divide those 5 hours. And then when they ask you, what do you do? Oh no, I just eat light. No. You've been through that muscle challenge. Your body hurts you. Even you standing there talking, your body is on fire. But you can't say it. Some of us just lie because we don't want people to know the things we do. But it says embrace challenges. Why am I bringing that up? Because some persons, they have that as a challenge. Either is how people see them, okay, what people think about them, what people are saying about them, how they perceive themselves. So then we continue. When it says that in James 1:2-4, it says consider it pure joy.
Yes.
And whenever you face trials of any kind, because out of that, it produces character. It produces perseverance. It produces the tenacity, the will to push further and not just wither and die, for lack of better words. It produces the will to just say, you know what, I'm going to go through this thing. This thing is not going to bulldoze me. I'm going to bulldoze it and go through. That's what it says. So challenges provide us with the invaluable opportunities to strengthen our character. That's what I'm just saying. Resilience and problem-solving skills. So all that's what challenges does. Okay, it doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong. And it's okay to cry. Sometimes they tell people, don't cry so you don't show that you're weak. No. A great person told me once, you can cry. But don't stay down there crying.
Yes.
When you're done crying, shake it, get up, and move through, push through. It's because life is full of challenges.
Yes.
So
Just to add to that, Sia, the challenges are necessary. As you change, you need those challenges. It's what's going to feed your growth.
Okay.
It's what's going to take you from novice to expert.
That's
One
right.
day, the novice becomes the master.
that's right.
The beginner becomes the master.
That's right.
But how does that happen? You have to face the challenges. You have to face the challenges that would help you build those spiritual muscles, those career muscles, those relationship muscles, those financial muscles, whatever aspect of your life you're aiming to impact. You have to be ready. I'll repeat. You have to be ready
That's right.
to face the changes
Mm-hmm.
and the challenges that come with it.
Yes.
Because there is no growth. There is
No transformation without change.
and challenges.
That's right.
That's what's going to feed your growth. It's going to hurt. You're going to cry.
Yes.
It's going to be painful.
That's true.
You're going to question yourself.
Yes.
You're going to question your motives.
Uh-huh.
Everything is not going to make sense sometimes.
Correct.
But you have to persevere. Because, like it says, whenever you face trials of many kind, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. This is why the Bible is great. With all of these biblical wisdoms that help you understand how to navigate this life. So I hope you're ready. I hope we have really explained well why courage, change, and challenges are so important in your ability to step up and step out.
That's right. The other one also I wanted us to talk about embracing God's purpose.
Yes.
Okay. Ultimately, stepping up and stepping out, okay, should be aligned with God's purpose for our lives. And it says that in Proverbs 3:5-6. Okay. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him. In all your ways acknowledge. In all your ways submit to Him. He will make your path straight. In all your ways, not just in halfway.
I want you to read it again.
Okay. Trust in the Lord with all your heart.
Trust.
Okay. And lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him.
Not some of your ways.
Okay.
All your ways.
Okay. Submit to Him and He will make your path straight. Is that difficult?
Let's talk about it. The spirit of obedience.
Okay. Or against the versus the Jonah spirit.
And the spirit of the Jonah. In all
Your ways, acknowledge Him. In all your ways, submit.
embracing
In all
God's
your
purpose.
ways,
Yes.
allow Him. Let's go. In all your ways, take your hands off that wheel.
It's hard to be obedient. Wait, did you do everything your parents told you to do? as a
No.
kid? It's hard.
No, because
Obedience is very hard.
why?
It's hard.
Is it just our nature to be disobedient sometimes?
I guess so.
But it says in all your ways. Somebody asked us one time, years back, maybe over 10 years ago, why do we sin on the Bible study line? Some people took offense to it. And then they mistakenly called my name. I was like, sin is sweet. Everybody was laughing. Just like how you're like, he said, everybody clapped for her. I said, we sin because sin is sweet. Nobody can tell me nothing. I like doing the things I want to do because I think I know what I should do. I don't want to hear, I don't want to abide to the word. I don't even want to be held accountable because I know it all. Sin is sweet. Disobedience is sweet because it gratifies our flesh. That's what disobedience does. It gratifies our flesh, and now it has left God's ways. It has left what He says. Trust. I like the way you pointed it out. Trust in the Lord.
Because those who put their trust in the Lord would never be put to shame.
Okay.
Simple.
Okay. And it also says, I know the plans I have for you, right? Declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you.
Exactly.
So when I trust, telling Him that your plans are better than the ones I have for myself.
It always is.
But then it says, I love this. It says, we will find clarity and fulfillment and a sense of direction when we align ourselves with what God wants us to do.
Yes.
When we align ourselves in God's purpose, you're not confused anymore.
Yes.
You're not discombobulated anymore. You're not going chasing after the wrong motives. You're not doing what, because Lara is doing it, me too, I have to do it. We are not doing that anymore.
Yes.
We are doing what He says. He said, let us align so you make our path straight. Now He's making my path straight because I've given it all to Him. I've made Him the center. Okay? I've told Him, you're in control. Yahweh, do what you want to do.
Yes.
Because in all my ways, I'm giving you all authority to take over. Then He also says, trusting in God's plan also is meaningful. It gives us a meaningful way for us to positively impact our lives and those around us. It helps us. So then you want to tell me that we can be an example for other people?
Absolutely. You know, and just to add to all of what you have said, Sia, we have to explain how to hear from God.
Okay.
Because we want you to follow God's purpose for your life and embrace it. But how do you hear from God? And how exactly do you know what God's purpose for your life is? It really starts with following the Word of God.
That's right.
Like we said earlier, these time-tested messages. A lot of people look at the Bible as a religious book, but it's a fantastic book. If you've gone through it cover to cover, it's a combination of stories, of letters, words of wisdoms, and much more. So when you read God's word and you live a life, you draw a life worthy of God. Because God is love, God is pure, God is light, God is everything positive. When you live a life worthy of God and you draw close to God, over time you will be able to discern the voice of God, because you would hear a lot of voice speaking to you. The voice of lies, the voice of pain, the voice of this, the voice of that. But how do you discern the voice of God? So it's important that you embrace God's word to be able to embrace God's purpose for your life. You know, I heard something one day where the person was like, a lot of us miss the first appointment of the day. And you know what that appointment is? Talking to God.
Wow.
Taking the moment, even if it's 5 minutes, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. It could even be in your bed, nothing dramatic. And speaking to your Creator and saying it's a new day. And just talk so you can hear. 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever time you're allowed in your life, in your schedule, the first appointment of the day. How many of you, if you were told that you're going to meet with the CEO of your company, would miss that meeting? Probably not a lot of you.
Not a lot of us.
But a lot of us miss the first appointment of the day. The one person, the divine, who has the power to change everything. So let us embrace God and His purpose for our lives by embracing His word and getting closer to God. So, Sia, what's next?
We are going to talk about how to do those things.
Yes.
By acting.
Yes.
Okay? We are going to dive into it and show points.
Right.
Points that have been proven, tried, and tested, and that we are going to use to also help us all navigate our ways through stepping up and stepping out.
Right.
So with ACT, okay, ACT, it shows action,
Yeah.
right? changes, and
things.
that's it.
Acronym. ACT. 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 Action changes things. You know, there are still practical laws that govern this physical life.
Okay.
There's physical laws that govern, and you have to follow those laws and those principles. You have to move.
Yes.
You can't be in bed and pray all you want. God is not gonna no, it's not happening. You have to move. You have to act. You know, and by acting, you're setting yourself up in a good way to face those challenges necessary for your change and transformation. So you have to act. And the first step is to clarify your goals. You have to understand why you're choosing to do what you're choosing to do.
Motives.
The true motives, the true intention behind it.
That's it.
Are you doing it to impress people? Are you doing it to impact other people's life positively? Are you doing it to empower yourself and reach your life? Whatever the situation may be, you have to clarify why you're doing what you're doing. So when you're going through the fire, when the challenges come, when the changes are coming, you're mentally prepared. And you have the mental and the spiritual fortitude to be able to move forward and continue. And you know, something as simple as SMART goals. How many people write down their goals? Once you've clarified those goals, you have to be specific about them. SMART goals.
That's it.
Be specific.
Uh-huh.
Make it measurable. Put the deadlines. Make sure it's achievable.
Yeah.
Baby steps. Let's talk about baby steps. You have to take those baby steps. You know, you can't be that person who's going to the gym on day one and is trying to be there for an hour and a half, and God forbid you pass out.
That's right.
You know, and then you give up saying this was a lot for me. No. How about you start with 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and go gradually and progress to the level of novice into expert. Make it achievable. Same thing with your goals. Don't try to conquer the world on day one. We're not built for that. And then make it relevant. Make sure it's important. Make, you know, that ties into the why.
That's right.
And then make it time bound. We do not live forever. And we have seasons of our lives where certain things are more easier than the other.
That's right.
So I think we've really clarified to you the reasons why it's important to clarify your goals and act on them.
That's
right. The next step is to break it down into actionable steps.
Yes, actionable steps rather.
You have to be, like a ladder. Think of a ladder going up. And each rung of the ladder is a step that you need to take to get you to the top or get you to wherever you need to be.
That's so true. When it also talks about actionable steps, being intentional about the things you want to see happen. You know, it takes intentionality. If I say I'm going to call you with my mouth and then I'm so busy, I'm not intentional about it, I never get to make that call.
Right.
If I say I'm going to do something, a lot of us start the new year with what's called resolutions. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do this. It's a lot of women. 85% of us is that I'm going to lose weight because you sat by that pie, that pecan pie, all throughout the holiday season.
Right.
You sat by that pot roast all throughout the holiday season. Now you've gained the pounds, and now when the New Year's roll, you want to act like that's a New Year's resolution. It's not a New Year's resolution. We just say it with our mouth, but don't mean it. They say these people speak, but their hearts are far away from me. Let's don't be like that. So in everything, we have to also break it down and be intentional about our actionable steps. How much intentionality? What's the motive behind this goal that I'm trying to set?
Right.
And the other thing,
and to be able to identify key milestones.
That's right.
Within your goals. We can't stress that enough. You have to be able to celebrate those milestones that you have achieved, because that's more like the fuel that will get you to keep going on your goals. The next thing is to create a plan.
Yes.
Right. Create a plan and be consistent.
That's it.
With the plan. We cannot stress consistency enough. It ties back into being that person who wants to go to the gym. You can't go on day 1, day 2, day 3, and then that's it. You're not going to get the results you desire. There are three factors that tie together into you achieving your goals and facing those challenges and changes is to be courageous. Be committed.
Committed, yes.
You have to be committed, because it's that commitment that would drive your consistency.
That's it.
When you say, I'm doing this no matter what comes, I'm doing this. That commitment would fuel your consistency. So once you're courageous, you've been able to step up and step out, be committed, and be consistent. We can't stress it enough. You want to speak more on that, Sia?
You've already said it all. About being consistent is it again. Why are we doing what we are doing? Why am I getting up every day to have the first meeting of the day with my maker? Because I always want to be close to him. So why are we doing what we do? So that's what it is about being committed and being consistent. Okay, and the next one is about seeking support and accountability.
Yes.
Everybody needs support. You know who feeds you, who is feeding you, and what are they feeding you. Even you yourself, what are you feeding you with?
Exactly.
It's simple as that. What are you feeding you with? And what just dropped in my mind about some of the foods we eat. Some foods are there, like when I eat mashed potatoes, they make me tired. So I can't remember the last time I ate mashed potatoes, like the regular mashed potatoes. So if I want like that type of consistency, I use the sweet potatoes. For some reason they are light and they are okay. But anytime I eat mashed potatoes, and trust me, I love me some mashed potatoes with butter, cheese, and all that. But I can't eat it. I feel tired. I feel like the mashed potato itself. So it's just the same thing. Why did that come to my mind? What am I feeding myself with? What's the support I'm giving me to be the best version of me for those around me?
Beautiful.
What's that support? What am I doing for me to be better for you?
Right.
So that when you encounter me, you can enjoy what you encounter.
Exactly.
So what are we doing for each other? What are you doing for yourself and to yourself? What support are you rendering? What support are you seeking? Who is feeding you?
Right. So this is the part where you seek mentors.
That's right.
And you seek the guidance of trusted friends.
That's right.
And not only trusted friends, well-wishers. Because on your journey towards success, or whatever journey you're going on, embarking on, you will find naysayers. You'll find people who would attempt to discourage you. You will find people who would undermine your goals, undermine your vision simply because of the perception they have of you. But remember what we said about change. You can choose to change. You don't have to sit and rest upon people's opinion of you, or even your opinion of yourself.
That's right.
So you seek the support and you seek the guidance and accountability of those people who can really help you facilitate that growth. You're not an island. No man is an island. So it's important that you communicate and find support groups, or a group of trusted, I can't stress that word enough, trusted friends and people that can help you grow, on your journey towards whatever it is that you're seeking.
Wow.
And one last thing.
Go ahead.
Adaptability. That ties very beautifully into changing.
Yes.
You have to put yourself in a position to adapt and be flexible, not rigid, and say I don't do things that way. You have to position yourself in such a way that you're doing things rightfully, of course, to evolve into that person you need to be, and to be able to attain that transformation that you're seeking.
Wow. With that said, you just brought the fish tank back to mind. So that fish that we talked about, that baby fish or that new fish, that newcomer, they learn to adapt.
Exactly.
They learn to swim with the big dogs, with the kings of the tank.
After being harassed. After being shaken up.
When I say you say that so lightly, but it's one of these days we'll show you guys a very short clip. When these fish these fishes are being harassed, they chase it down around the tank until it start hyperventilating. You can see it struggling for air, panting.
Oh my God.
It's so serious. It's true.
It's a real
Can you
thing.
imagine? Even human beings, some people are harassed at work.
Yes.
They go to the bathroom just flustered, either just melting down. They can't take it. It's either a supervisor that's just mean. It happens in the
Not
fish
just
tank.
at work. It could be in different types of relationships that you find yourself.
You see?
Personal relationship,
You
professional
see?
relationship, all sorts of relationships.
Yes. So when you said that about
Right.
adapt, then after a while, that fish that was so winded out ends up swimming. Comes today, they gave it a beating. Tomorrow, they gave it a beating. After 6 days of beating him, they are done beating him. It still keeps coming, and you see that it has adapted. Now the next new fish that come, they are the kings of the tank, swimming around. But then some of them don't forget. So you see them redirecting that little fish or that new fish to shelter. That's the same thing in life. We adapt, but how we adapt. So we need people. You said it so well, nobody's an island.
Yep.
So, arise boldly, meaning brightly, fiercely.
Stand up.
Raise your shoulders.
Stand
Don't
up.
go.
Take up space.
Yes, take space. Let your head be raised up above the water.
Exactly.
You can swim. You can make a splash. So be bold.
Yes.
Be courageous.
Yes.
Do not be timid.
Yes.
Be ready.
Yes.
Be ready to embrace what God has for you, the plans He has in store for you.
Yes.
And lastly, to necessitate any type of change, you must be ready, you must be consistent, and you must know that you have the tenacity to break through. So thank you.
We hope this has been worth your while.
Huh?
We hope you've enjoyed this. We hope you're taking away all of these points that would help you. Remember the steps, the action steps. Like Sia has said, be ready
Yes,
and get going.
that's it.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Step up and step out. Life also happens
In a
in
fish
fish tank. So have a good day. Have a good one till we see you again. Thank you, awesome, wonderful people.
Yes.
Thank you.